Welcome back to the Man to Man podcast. Today I'm talking about something most men carry but rarely speak about, and that's anxiety. That crippling fear, that tight chest, that constant sense that something been wrong, even when you can't explain it. And for me, like many others, it's not just in my head. With my heart conditioning and various other medical issues, there are moments when me personally, I feel like it's about to give out. And the truth is, it scares the shit out of me. But even before then, there was issues with work or certain other things in life that cause that anxiety. And as men, we try and hide that. So this episode is about what anxiety feels like for men, where it comes from, and how me personally, I'm trying to handle it without pretending to be fine. So here's what anxiety looks like for me, or feels like for me anyway. And I'm covering this because last night I had an episode where my blood pressure shot up. It's been known to go past 200 at some points, and it comes out of nowhere. And that's part of the... Well, I won't bore you with the details, but when it happens, absolutely I panic. So it's not just a worry, it's a full body panic. And often it just comes from nowhere. I instantly feel like I'm either going to die or something bad is about to happen. And then that train of thought goes other places. I was in the house, in the living room. My daughter was upstairs asleep. It was like 2 a.m. And all I could think of, I didn't want to die here and then have my daughter wake up and find that. So then that causes more panic. There are days when I lie there thinking, is this it? I try to calm myself, but fear eats away, chews at you. It grips me like a vice. It's not just physical, it's emotional. Like I say, fear for my daughter, fear for my family, my future. The things I'll leave undone. And I think that's something that a lot of people, a lot of men face. It's that fear of leaving things undone, or fear of not pursuing what they think they should be pursuing, or there's a variety of reasons in there. Like I say, I used to have it with work and have all these plans and not being able to progress them at the speed that I wanted to. Or when things got bad with my health, then things got bad with work, then that causes more anxiety. And it just... when you're in that spot, it can seem like there's no way out. Me personally, I've started to realise where some of this anxiety might come from. Not all of it, but I am working it out. And like I say, as men, we carry pressure from work, relationships, sense of purpose, sense of self, providing, protecting. We're just told to get on with it, so we bury our fear instead of facing it. And there's trauma too. It's not like men don't go through trauma. things from the past that we haven't processed. Or not necessarily processed, but overthink too much, and it encompasses too much of our thoughts. Bodies hold the stress. But for me, it shows up in my chest and my heart. Now, we don't talk about anxiety because I think it makes us weak. But it doesn't. It makes us human. So how am I dealing with it? Here's how I try to manage it, at least, without pretending I've got it together. Speak it out loud. For now, for example, like on this podcast. But also to my partner, without going down a pity party or anything like that. You can speak something that's actually happening with a positive twist, or I say with a positive twist, but with a focus on progress. I think a lot of the times it only becomes a negative, or it is weak, or perceived as weak, is when all you do is, say, when you meet your friends, or chatting with the missus, or if you are speaking about it, and all you ever do is speak about it, and it encompasses the entirety of every conversation you have. And I get that it can be important, and I get but you do need to talk to people about it. But that doesn't mean that you encompass every single conversation around it. Because conversations and friendships and relationships are about giving and helping and working together, sharing joy, finding partners to share space in this world. And part of that is pain, part of that is trauma, part of that is anxiety. And you speak about it. Because by speaking out about it, it helps you process it a lot better. And then when you process it, you can deal with it a lot better. So like I say, talk with others, but just don't make it the entirety of your identity. Like if you've got a mate and you see him once a month for 12 months, all you do every time you see them is talk about you. Then of course that relationship's going to strain. But that's not just the anxiety talk I'm talking about. That's with any conversation. That's with any relationship. There has to be a balance there. There has to be balance. And if you remove the conversation around anxiety out, it's still about balance. You know, you ask how they are. You delve into what they're doing. You talk about them. You dig. That's what makes a great relationship. But part of that as well is also opening up and being honest where you're at and how you're dealing with it, how it's making you struggle, what's working, what's not, whilst making a plan to progress and move forward. So speak about it. Don't make it your identity. Because it's not your identity, it's just a situation or a problem that you, like every other motherfucker on this planet, he's going to deal with at some point. So speak it. Other methods, slowing my breathing, or trying to. It didn't work last night. Not initially anyway. But then I stayed at it. And then it worked over time. I think a lot of the time it's about being honest with yourself. And when you're not being honest, or you're avoiding things, or you're hiding from things, from yourself, that anxiety gets worse. So be honest with yourself. Be honest with others. Write it down if you have to. Write down what's real, what are the actual problems, how can you deal with them, and what's just fear. Because the two are completely different things. The fear comes from not dealing with, oftentimes anyway, not dealing with the problem at hand. When my heart starts playing up, or my system, I remind myself that I've been here before, and that sometimes helps me calm myself. Not always. Sometimes. And I'm no guru that wants to chuck you down your throat saying, this is the way. Be like me. I've got it all together, because no fucker has. I'm just explaining my thoughts, what my assessment is, how I understand it, and what works for me. I'm learning that facing anxiety isn't weakness. Talking about it isn't weakness. If I made it my identity, then it absolutely would be a weakness. If that's all I did when I spoke to people or engaged in conversations with people. Me, then yeah, it would be a weakness. But the actual anxiety itself, don't be alone in it, fella. Because everyone faces it at some point. Some more than others, and that's okay. A lot of the time, I think, it's because we don't know how to deal with it. We don't know how to discuss it. And I think there is a lot of benefit to sometimes just get cracking on and not worry about shit. But then there are times when you need to address it as well. So for me, that anxiety isn't weakness, or dealing with it and talking about it and looking how to handle it is not weakness. It's leadership. It's strength. You know, you look around at work. If you're feeling it, one of your colleagues is. Yeah. How do you bring that up in conversation? Confidently. Say, fucking hell, this is causing me some right shit. Fucking laying up last night, worrying about it and stuff like that. And then that opens the conversation. And then you can take it from there and have a laugh about it, discuss it. Find out how to deal with the problem. Not revel in the symptoms. If I could say something to any man who feels like anxiety is swallowing him up, you're not soft, fella. You're not weak. You're either overloaded, you're avoiding some of the things that's deep rooted in that brain of yours. Something's grabbing your soul that you're not addressing, or you're not doing, or you're not focused on, and just avoiding. Or it could just be completely overloaded. Too much shit. So many problems coming from everywhere. And the problems are getting worse, or they're not being handled. They're being avoided through fear, through overload, through sheer rabbit in the headlights. Fuck. Too much. That anxiety doesn't mean you're failing. Just means you're feeling. Just means you're human. But you don't have to fight it alone. You can speak, you can share, and you can breathe again. Your fear makes sense, but it doesn't get to decide who you are or how you deal with it. It doesn't own you, doesn't control you. It's just there, part of life, telling you something, signaling that something's not right. It's the world, it's your body, it's the universe speaking to you. So don't ignore it. Face it. Head on. That's what being a man is about. Looking at the problem, realising what it is, accepting it, and being prepared to fuck it right up. You're not a coward for being afraid. You are a man for facing it. So that's it for today. Like I said, I'm still learning. I'm still trying to work shit out. The good thing for me is I can work this out with you. I can discuss how I'm dealing with it, what's working for me, what I'm struggling with, why it's a difficulty, and how I'm going to overcome or face that challenge. Doesn't mean I'm perfect, far from it. I'm just as fucked up as you. But I'm not hiding from it anymore, and neither should you. If you're dealing with anxiety, especially that kind that makes your chest tighten, so you can't sleep at night, it wakes you up in the middle of the night, it leaves you going quiet when everyone's sat around laughing. You're not broken, you're human. So stand up, keep breathing, take a deep breath, and understand that you've got this. Man to man, I believe in you, fella. Go fucking get it.